Well, here you are watching this video instead of doing your studying or your work.
Someone got caught.
Okay, so I'm someone who's able to study for 10 hours straight without really using my phone. And basically, you just have to follow my 3 simple steps that I've always implemented whenever I do a long study day. Runners call it LSD, I call it LSD,
Long studies day.
And in this video, I want to share with you guys the 3 simple steps that I think everyone should follow when you study if you want to stop using your phone and having a long study session. Because let's face it, it just sucks being in that loop of, using your phone until the very last minute and then you're just forced to cram everything that you're studying. Like, I've been in that loop for so long now, but recently after taking the 3-step method, I have been studying without my phone very consistently. So in this video, I'll be teaching you guys how to break out of that loop exactly. So the first step, or step 0 in this case, in order to overcome this addiction of using your phone while studying, is to first understand why we use our phone and to sort of recognize this pattern so that next time when you notice this pattern, you'll at least be able to be self-aware enough for you to take action from it. Basically, think of this initial step as to build that awareness so that once you've noticed yourself doing that habit, you will kind of already know what to do next. So you need to think about our phones. Using our phones is actually a way of our body's mechanism to actually avoid pain or to basically access a dopaminergic reward without much effort given into it. As compared to studying is a more tedious task. It's not that fun and it doesn't necessarily give an instant gratification reward, which is why our brain tends to lean towards using our phones a lot more because it's easy. You get dopamine without that much work. So your brain's like, why the heck will I have to study then? I just have to use my phone and we'll be happy, we'll be Gucci. So in other words, you need to understand that your body is basically just not used to feeling uncomfortable when studying. You have resorted to using your phone so long now that your brain is just used to that access of dopamine, so that when you're studying, it doesn't know what to do anymore because it's like, okay, oh God, I feel uncomfortable right now. And it has resorted to using your phone as a way to cope with whatever negative feelings that you have. And those negative feelings can be negative feelings of not wanting to study, of feeling stressed while studying, or not wanting to go through the hardship of studying itself. The first thing that you literally need to do when you just notice that you're starting to drift off into this doom scrolling state because of the way your body is trying to avoid negative emotions is to just notice that. You need to first notice that your body is craving some sort of instant fix to your negative emotions. So once you've noticed it, how can we make sure that doesn't happen again? Well, that brings me to step number 1. You need to create a physical barrier. Your goal is to make it as easy as it is for your brain to not fall into the doom scrolling state, because it is much more efficient to just alter your physical environment rather than creating this mental fortitude of discipline to avoid using your phone. Like, trust me, literally, it is a million times harder just to tell yourself that
I'm gonna be disciplined. I'm gonna not use my phone. I'm gonna monk mode. Like, it is so much easier to just
create a better environment for yourself, which in this case, you just literally have to put your phone away. Like, literally just set your phone somewhere else and put it on a do not disturb mode. Literally, it is that simple. You don't need any mental technique. You don't need like, oh, I'm gonna meditate 30 hours. No, you don't need to. Just stop making your life harder by forcing yourself to build discipline and rather take advantage of your environment by modifying it yourself. You can modify your environment right there. Why not do that? Now, the thing is, a lot of students typically have a hard time putting their phone in do not disturb mode or putting it out of reach because our lives are just so tied to our phones. I mean, it makes sense. I understand. I have a lot of friends online. I want to keep tabs on what's happening. I want to chat with my friends. I want to send them memes. I have family members who could message me at any time. Maybe my delivery will come at any time. So the one thing that you will really have to learn if you want to take this seriously and if you really want to study for long periods of time is that a couple hours a day of you just locking in without any communication with your friends or family or whatever, you're gonna be fine. You're not gonna ruin your life by cutting communication for a few hours a day for you to focus on what truly matters, which is studying. studying. You're gonna be fine. So trust me when I say you will not do any harm if you set up your phone into do not disturb mode and putting it away out of your reach for a couple hours. Trust me, you're gonna be fine. I know it's very uncomfortable for people to do, but trust me, it is not a big deal. The moment you are done with your study session, you will realize that disappearing for a couple hours doesn't really affect your relationships or your life that much as opposed to, what you originally thought it would. All right, moving on to method number 2. Another method is to use Pomodoro timer. I really like to use Pomodoro timer apps. If you don't want to put your phone away, I recommend using a Pomodoro timer app. Bonus points if the Pomodoro timer app can lock your phone away while the timer is active. Now, if you guys don't know, a Pomodoro timer app essentially is an app that has a built-in timer and has a break timer for you to have a focused study session as well. It has timed breaks and timed focused study sessions. And the really useful feature about Pomodoro timer apps is that a lot of the apps typically lock your phone away, which forces you to just start working on whatever you need to be working on. There are even some apps out there that literally lock the apps on your phone. So every time you open your phone and you have to click on the app, it will not let you use those apps, which is, my opinion, a very good physical barrier that you can set up between you and the apps on your phone if you don't want to put your phone away. But the two apps I recommend is Forest and Focus Flight. Now, the first app, Forest, is this app that allows you to plant trees based on the amount of time that you studied. I don't know, which is really cool because it shows you some sort of visual of how much you've studied, basically showing you how many trees you've planted. And it also has this really cool feature where it actually locks your phone while the timer is active, forcing you to pretty much do whatever you need to do. Now, the other app that I'm talking about, and it's actually what I'm currently using right now, is Focus Flight. I saw this app on TikTok and I kind of thought it was a really cool app, and I tried it and holy crap, it is such a clever app. Basically, it's a Pomodoro timer app as well that kind of mimics up airplane flight. So you basically book a ticket and you book to another airport or to another country, and it will mimic the time it takes for you to get to that country. And while you're on the way to the country, that's when the timer is active. This is what it looks like. So basically, you can pick whatever country you want to fly to. Pretty much, it will start a timer, and you can even have a ticket and everything. It's just so cool. It shows a map of your airplane, and it pretty much travels through the earth while you're studying. So you could have that displayed while you're studying, which is pretty cool. It even has a feature where you could have this white noise playing in the background as if it was an actual real airplane. And that also helps with studying as well. Although the one con that I would say about this app is that it's paid and it's quite expensive, really. Honestly, if I were you, you could just use a regular website or you could just download Forest. It's free. If you want to pay for it, then by all means. But again, I don't really recommend it if you're tight on money. So yeah, there's that. And finally, the last step is to take breaks. I know this is generic. But there's a reason why a lot of people tell you to take breaks, because it works. It works so well. As much as I tell people that I'm able to study for a long time, I want you to take breaks. I want to tell you that taking breaks is an actual crucial step for me for those long study sessions. Your brain can handle only so much information until it starts drifting off. And typically for me, that's around 60 to 90 minutes, which by then I will usually start taking a 15-minute break. Now, the problem is most people assume that a break means you can do whatever you want, which is, playing phones, playing Block Blast, watching TikTok. And this is where a lot of people make a big mistake, because they end up engaging in an activity that breaks this focus state by introducing a cheap source of dopamine. So the third step, and the probably most underrated step, or probably the biggest change, is to essentially take real breaks. And by real breaks, I mean genuine cool-offs that don't involve stimulation, that don't involve any dopamine from your phone. Whether that be journaling, reading a book, or just pacing around your room for a couple minutes, 10 minutes. That is enough for a break. You can trust me when I say that every time I open my phone and I start engaging in some activity while I'm in my long study session, it really breaks my sense of flow. It really ruins my study flow. And trust me when I say it's very crucial to maintain that flow throughout your study session. So as much as possible, I want you to avoid the breaks that include dopaminergic activities. In order for you to study for a long time, you need to set your focus level straight. It has to be level throughout the day rather than spiking up, down, here, and there. Your focus flow has to be stable. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It is a new year. It is 2026. By the time I'm watching this, it's probably already like a couple weeks into January, but 2026 nonetheless. I am so excited. Funny story, I actually got sick during New Year's and I couldn't record a video because I was just feeling like the worst human being in the world. Like I had coughs and I had the flu, I think. Like imagine being sick on New Year's. It's like the worst feeling ever. Like everyone else is just celebrating and I'm just there on my bed. I'm like, I can't fucking move. So yeah, there's that. I'm feeling much better now. I got a new haircut, as you can see. I kind of missed my long hair, but I also missed my short hair. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're at this point, if you're watching this, I haven't done this in a while. Let's do the emoji of the day. Since it's New Year's, I actually, funny story, I ate 12 grapes under the table because they say when you eat 12 grapes, you find the love of your life in the preceding year. So yeah, there's that. So comment down a grape emoji if you're a real one and you're watching until this point. Comment down a grape emoji and that will let me know that you've pretty much watched till this part. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to drink your water. Bye.